Hello, Warboard users. I'm Govinda Dasu, and I'm going to be interviewing Assemblymember Fong on resolved civil disobedience is the best way to create change in government. So, A or nay?
A.
Civil disobedience is the best way to create change in government. Why?
Squeaky wheel gets the oil. It's simple. You know, you have to be an activist. You have to articulate your complaints and your issues. And as a social justice advocate, I encourage civil disobedience when the status quo is doing the wrong thing.
Now, what do you draw the line between? How do you draw the line between completely breaking the law and civil disobedience?
Well, the First Amendment of freedom gives us a right to assemble. Mm-hmm. As long as you follow the law to assemble, you should have a right to assemble and a right to free speech, First Amendment freedom too. And so I support our constitutional First Amendment. It's the one that's fundamental to our rights.
So, but what do you think of the Occupy Wall Street movement specifically?
I support it. It's a very progressive movement from the left, like the Tea Party movement is from the right.
Right.
Yeah, and so it covers all 99% of us.
But hasn't the Occupy Wall Street movement been involved in certain amounts of violence and uproar that's kind of divided America rather than brought America together?
Unfortunately, there's some bad apples in every barrel. And there's some bad apples that are not following the rules of the Occupy Wall Street movement. They're going out on their own and being anarchists or something like that. And unfortunately, that gives a bad name for the rest of the movement. But in general, the Occupy Wall Street movement is a very progressive movement from a lot of progressive people.
Now, personally, if you were not an assembly member and you were just out there as one of the people in democracy, you're already a person in democracy, but you have a job. If you didn't, would you go out and be part of the Occupy Wall Street protest?
Yes, I would. In fact, I walk picket lines for union organizing. I walk picket lines for social injustice. I still walk the picket line. So, you know, I'm still involved with civil disobedience as an assembly member. When we need to be disobedient, we need to rock the boat. We need to squeak the wheel.
And America's economic system, would you agree, is funded on somewhat capitalism and the merits of capitalism? Do you think that civil disobedience, in a way, for example, Occupy Wall Street, goes against this capitalist sentiment of the United States, or do you think it makes it better?
It'll make it better. It represents 99% of us. It's just the top 1% that they're after. It's the 1% of the policies that generally exploit people. That's part of the 99%. It'll make it better for all of us.
And what specific regulations would you pass on big companies that seem to be disenfranchising Americans?
Well, with the lenders, I'm part of the mortgage reform package. We made a lot of mortgage reform bills that reform the way we got mortgages when they gave it out so that they could stop foreclosures. And we're amending the foreclosure process as well. And so we're working on the lending institution because that's one we have control over. And we're trying to make them regulated.
Now, a lot that has to do with big corporations is taxes, right? Are you for raising taxes on larger corporations in order to help raise the standard of living of the 99%?
I'm into raising taxes of the very wealthy. The very wealthy. The ones that
How do you define very wealthy?
$1.5 million.
So would you lower taxes on people who are trying to start businesses, like small business owners?
Yes, I would do that. I would give them incentives to promote businesses, but those who make a lot of money should be taxed accordingly. And in fact, when you make more, you get taxed less.
So I'm assuming you're not a trickle-down economist.
I'm not a trickle-down economist. I'm not Reaganomics. In fact, I don't believe that works. It gets cut off the path somewhere.
So you don't believe in Reaganomics at all?
It doesn't. It doesn't trickle down. It gets cut off.
And do you think that Reaganomics stifles civil disobedience and change?
You know, if you support Reaganomics, you support the trickle-down effect. And money has never trickled down to the masses. So, of course, those who have never received any of the benefits of Reaganomics would be advocating against it. And so most people have not received the benefits of Reaganomics. And so they would be advocating against it.
Okay. So, and then we have the resolution resolved. Civil disobedience, it promotes change, really. And if you had to summarize your beliefs on this resolution in a sentence or two, how would you answer?
civil obedience is good. Well, Occupy Wall Street is a good movement. It's a progressive movement. It helps us all. It helps us 99% of the population, and we need that advocacy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. That was